Well, hello and welcome to day 2 of the 2014 Women's European Handball Championship here from the Varaždin Arena in the north of Croatia. The competition this year jointly hosted by Hungary and Croatia. Paul Bray here with you for this opening game for the co-hosts. Croatia about to take on Sweden. Swedish team the first out on court. Varaždin, which is very close to the Slovenian border, some 90 kilometers north of Zagreb. Some of the Swedish fans who made the journey here to support their team. Scandinavians always well supported. In fact, the customary greeting from the host nation. Croatian team, so much expected of them here. So now we will hand over to the hall announcer to introduce the team from Sweden.
With number 2, broj 2, Ulrika Grian. With number 5, broj 5, Hanna Fogelström. With number 7, broj 7, Lynn Blom. Number 8, broj 8, Jamina Roberts. Number 9, broj 9, Louis Sand. Number 12, broj 12, Filipa Ide. Number 15, broj 15, Johanna Alm. Number 17, broj 17, Linnea Torstensson. Number 20, broj 20, Isabel Gulden. Number 22, broj 22, Jessica Helberg. Number 24, broj 24, Natalie Hagman. Number 27, broj 27, Sabina Jakobsen. Number 28, broj 28, Ida Oder. Number 29, broj 29, Jenny Alm. And number 31, broj 31, Anna Maria Johansson.
So those are the players then. New coaching team this year. Klingvall stepping down after the World Championship or failure to qualify for them last year. It's a combination of Sivertsen and Thompson who are now coaching the Swedish team. So now they're going to introduce the Croatian team and expect a slightly better reaction from the crowd. So the players introduced, you see there briefly Sandy Sola, president of the Croatian Handball Federation, alongside Michael Videra of the European Federation. Coach for Croatia, Vladimir Kanjuga. We haven't seen much of the staff, assisted by Ivan Jerkovic. Referees for today are from Russia, Yevgeny Zhotin and Nikolai Kolodkov. Now introduce the table official. There are the referees from Russia. The announcer now is introducing the table supervisor, Marco Trespini of Italy, and the observer, Viktor Konopliasti of the Ukraine. So we'll now be having the national anthems. start with Sweden. Light applause then from the crowd for the Swedish anthem, and now I suspect a bit of emotion for the Croatian anthem. We saw amongst the spectators there Ivo Josipovic, President of the Republic of Croatia. Illustrious guest here indeed, and good news that at least the Croatians look very controlled. They're not looking over-emotional about it, wanting to get started. They're focused, hopefully, on the goal they've got to achieve here today and what the coach has given them. Quick exchange of flags. Here's the lineup then for Sweden. Well, much is going to depend on whether playmaker Torstensson has shrugged off a thigh injury, but look out also for left-back Joanna Alm, playmaker Gulden and right-back Johansson, although one surprise is the selection of novice goalkeeper Bunsen ahead of Grubström. That said, though, Iden will still remain the first choice for the Swedes as they go through them. But 7 players remain from the team that won silver at Euro 2010. There is one of the 2 coaches, Thomas Sivertsen, who works alongside a Danish trainer, Helle Thomsen. Not so much coach-assistant, they say, is a partnership. Let's have a look then at the host nation, Croatia. No injury problems for them, with playmaker Tatari, left-back Perisic and right-back Horvat back in the team after missing Euro 2012. Goalkeeper Jelcic is one of the most experienced players in the competition with 203 international games. But look out also for the left winger, Zebic. There is Vladimir Kanjuja, the coach of the Croatian team. His assistant Ivan Jerkovic. And he will really try and keep his players with their feet on the ground. Don't let the emotion get to you. We've got a plan, stick to the plan, and let's make sure we get a result in what is the toughest of the 4 groups here. Earlier today, the Netherlands caused a little bit of an upset, beating Germany 29-26 to get this group underway. Only 3 teams, remember, will go through to the main round. For Sweden is Isabel Gulden, the 25-year-old who plays for Viborg, Danish champions, and there is Tatari, number 2, 31-year-old, plays for Podravka. 119 internationals, 342 goals. Had the cruciate ligament problems 2 years ago, but now very much back in the team. There is Gulden, 125 internationals, 424 goals. It's a huge record. So it's Sweden who get the second match in Group C underway here in the Varaždin Arena. Sweden in the traditional yellow tops and blue shorts, the host nation Croatia, all in red today, and so much expected of them as co-hosts of these European Championships. 16 teams will battle it out over the next 2 weeks to see who will end up in the final in Budapest in 2 weeks' time. Into the wing, slow pass, didn't give any chance. Oh, brilliant play, but what a save by the keeper. Celebration for Zderic. So 6-0 defence by Sweden to open up the game. And player Waking comes around. Milanovic Litre trying to find space. Solid defending. Oh, gap down the middle, off the post, unlucky, but she was inside the area. The pick up by Jenny Alm. That was unlucky because it was a huge gap down the middle. Milanovic Litre, 28-year-old, who plays for Podravka, unseated last season as Croatian champions by Lokomotiva Zagreb after holding the title for many, many years, well inside. Oh, loads of space on the wing, and again they fluffed their lines. Marta Zderic, 24-year-old keeper who plays in Montenegro for Budućnost. Long-range shot, good save as well. Filipa Iden, very unusually playing in shorts for a keeper. Free throw. First friendly warning of the game in defence. Tatari, the captain. Edgy start. And Sweden get off the mark, courtesy of Jenny Alm, one of 5 players in the team from the Swedish champion Sävehof. Only 6 of the Swedes, in fact, play their club handball in Sweden. Majority of the others play in Denmark, but then there's a mix: Germany, France, even Romania. Torstensen. Deep defence at the moment. They're meeting them early, try to find the line. There's absolutely no way through for Milanovic Litre. Quickly closed down. Around for Penezic, 29-year-old who plays for Vardar in Macedonia, number 15. Got a foot to it, but it's gone in. 1-1. And it is Andrea Penezic, hugely popular player. And she goes straight down the other end and steals the ball. Coming up to 4 minutes played. 1-1 here in Varaždin. First match of the tournament for the co-hosts. Yesterday, the other joint hosts, Hungary, got their campaign off with a draw against Russia, 29-all. They were so close to winning it. Spain beat Poland 29-22. Comfortable save. Interesting that when goalkeepers wear shorts, sometimes it's a bit psychological. It's because they're strong with the legs, but they think the attacking players will think, well, I'll shoot at the bare legs because they'll feel it's going to hurt. Chance goes begging at the other end, and instead they get punished. Penezic again. Rushed shot by the Swedes. Saved by Marta Zderic. Tries to go through. A little bit of freedom for Alm. Tries to release, go to the wing. Couldn't get a hand free. Good defending. Zebic closed her down. No way for Odin to release. For the moment, Torstensson hasn't come on for the Swedes. She would have normally been a starter. She has been carrying a calf injury. They've got one, courtesy of Fugelström. Here it is again, cuts back, shoots on the inside post. Quick switch, Penisic has gone into the middle. Didn't need it, went straight through, pushed in the act of shooting, and it's a penalty and a yellow card as well. Yellow card goes to Sabina Jakobsen. Tatari the instigator. So up steps Iden. Not much she can do against that. Nicely taken penalty by Maja Zebic. And the reaction of the goalkeeper. Close, but not close enough, sadly. Croatia has won the last two encounters between these teams at the World Championships in 2011 in Brazil, 27-26, and at the 2008 European Championships in Macedonia, 29-24 in the main round. So they make it 3-3 now, Sweden. Oh, they're giving us so much room on the run-up. They've got to be ever so careful. Odin, incidentally, the scorer on that last goal. And they've scored another one very quickly. This time it comes from Sabina Jakobsen, the 25-year-old who plays for Midtjylland. Ironically, Helle Thompson, the Swedish national coach, is also coach of her club side. And the reaction from Steric is to look to her players and say, where were you? 4-3 to Sweden. Coming up to 8 minutes played in the first half. Little handoff, crossovers, not a great pass, but under a lot of pressure she gets a free throw. Jakobsen quick to come out and harass her. Last Swedish victory was actually the Olympic 2008 qualifying tournament in Leipzig, 24-22, 6 years ago. Into the line. Oh, brilliant play. Anxious look by Milanovic Litre. She wasn't quite sure if she'd put too much spin and sent it out. She hadn't. Oh, plenty of power. Isabel Gulden, 25-year-old who plays for the Danish champions Viborg. Back in front again. Trading blows at the moment, these two teams. Sweden have had the perfect preparation. 2 wins against world champions Brazil last week. 35-27 and 26-20. Oh, brilliant long-range shot. Kanuga seems happy with that, and it's Penisic again. Such a great player she is. Really missed her at the Europeans 2 years ago. Bit of space, well covered. A well taken shot, covered in defense though. Odin and Gulden getting back to cover against Gace. 31-year-old who plays in Russia for Dinamo Volgograd. And Croatia had 2 warm-up games 10 days ago, beat Montenegro. It was a good result. 29-19 and 27-26. They They also hosted the Croatia Cup in October. Wins against Serbia and Poland, but they lost to Germany. Still finished top of the tournament tree after Germany dropped points against the Poles. Nearly intercepted. The ball's loose this time it is, but unfairly say the Russian referees, and it's going to be a free throw for Serbia. Patient, long-range build-up by the Croatians. Comfortably taken, almost insultingly so. The ball's still loose, and the goalkeeper's come out, and it's an empty net. Helleberg just managed to smuggle the ball away from the goalkeeper. Half-hearted slap at it by Zderic. 6-5 Sweden, 11 minutes played. Oh, ball's loose again, the Swedes have got it, looking for the break, it's not on this time. Croatians are streaming back. Still got a phase 2 chance though, yes! Brilliant play, Ida Oden. Little windmill feint and straight through. Zderic comes across for a chat with Jelcic, commiserating, I dare say. Dia Horvat still unable to find that way through. All the way through. Oh, that'll be a penalty. Arm taken, and could well be at 2 minutes. Taken from behind. Let's have a look at it again. Is it Gulden? No, it's Jakobsen who's most likely to have been penalised for slapping the arm behind her. So a penalty to be taken. Top corner, nicely done. Majazevic. So Sweden still leading. Thomas Sivertsen anxiously pacing the bench at the moment, and they've put on an extra player, Johanna Alm, with the goalkeeper's bib on. They need to make sure they don't lose possession, otherwise there's an empty goal at the far end. Looking for the line. Ah, brilliant penalty, pushing the back as she went to shoot. Card has been given to the captain Miranda Tatari. 13 minutes played. Sweden short-handed, only got the free throw. I thought the push in the back would have given them the penalty. Not so. Lindblom comes away with just a 9-meter. Still Johanna Alm, number 15 there with the goalkeeper's bib on. Oh, smuggled past the keeper. Zderic couldn't get enough of a body behind it. And Torstensson, who's just come on, scores immediately. Sweden looking dangerous, even short-handed, constantly driving, taking on the defenders one-on-one. That's a nice long-range shot. Crowd like it. Penezic, she can do no wrong. More seconds before Sweden are back to full strength. Torstensson now being individually marked. She swaps and goes into the wing. Lets Helleberg come out. She doesn't want to go in too far. Alm. Torstensson again. They are back to full strength. Passive play was being warned, and in the end it was a rather desperate shot by the Swedes, and Croatia now streaming down. Milanovic Litre takes her place on the line. LS. Still in the attack, hasn't managed to get off yet. Penezic decides not worth it, pulls the ball back, and LS now has time to go off. And they shuffle around again. Horvat starts to run, the gap's there, all the way through. 8-all, almost on the stroke of 15 minutes in the first half. With the Horvat, 32-year-old who plays for the champions Lokomotiva Zagreb. She has left the Jessica Hellebert winded. So all square here for the time being in Varaždin. So Torstensson for Sweden has come on, number 17, already scored 1 goal. She plays for Bucuresti in Romania now. She scored the most European Championship goals of any Swedish player ever, 123 in 27 appearances. They've gone back in front again as they're at full strength. Lene Blum, 22-year-old, relative newcomer to the team with 20 caps. Lovely supply by Torstensson. (9-8) to Sweden, coming up to 16 minutes played. Sonja Basic has come on now for Croatia. It's going to be a free throw. Hellebert looking anxiously, thought for a second they might give a penalty. For the line. Oh, brilliantly taken under so much pressure from 2 players. She's a class act, Milanovic Litre, 28-year-old. 88 internationals to her name, 154 goals for Croatia. Torstensson, Gulden. No space on the wing, that'll just come back out again. Tatari thinks about cutting it, but thinks again. (9-all). Gulden, straight into the goalkeeper, nothing given. Croatia try and get the ball down quickly. Double dribble, oh, just fluffed it at the end, Tatari. Drive in into the wing. Good defense by Sonja Basic, 27-year-old, saw the danger and got in the way of the pass. Torstensson can't get past Basic again. Father played for then Yugoslavia, winning Olympic gold in '84, Mirko Basic. Into the wing, back out again, looking for chances. Torstensson cut out this time. Very physical defence, that's their trademark, the Croatians. Come and get it, basically, is the motto there. Oh, awkward bounce. Beats Zderic. It was almost a desperate attempt by the Swedes, and a mistake almost immediately. Orden, the scorer, and it's cost them dear in the matter of 30 seconds. They've conceded 2 goals. Jakobsen now, her second of the game. Team timeout, Croatia. Vladimir Kanjuga just needs them to refocus a little bit. They're rushing things. Swedes happy to play a fast pace. The Croatians, other than taking the ball up quickly on a phase 2 attack, tend to try and pull back and organize, wait for the attack-defense substitutions to take place. This group will then merge in the main round with Group D, which is being played in Osijek, also in Croatia. Montenegro, Serbia, France and Slovakia in that group. France have already recorded a tighter than expected win against Slovakia earlier today. And it's Montenegro and Serbia who are up now. And there is Helle Thomsen, Danish coach, works alongside Sivertsen, one of the most successful coaches in Danish handball, coaches Midtjylland. Thomas Sivertsen from the golden era of Swedish handball when their team seemed to be winning everything going. So play resumes after team timeout. It was as much as anything else for the Croatians to try and cool down and get their heads back into what needs to be done. Take the emotion out of it. That's better. A bit of pace now, but it's a controlled pace, unlike the rush that they had earlier on. That's not going to count. There was a lot of pushing and shoving going on the line, and Penezic doesn't seem unduly concerned. She probably knew it at the time. There's a yellow card for the Swedes, but he apologizes, the referee, Evgeny Zotin, but made what he felt was the right call at the time. Little handoff. Came off a defender. That'll be a throw in from the corner. A good block by the Swedes. Just look from the Croatians. Oh! And another case of an awkward bounce, defeating Filipa Iden. Back to within one goal. Sweden now have Joanna Alm coming into the centre. She's only been on when the goalkeeper was off. Oh, very closed angle. I'm not sure she really wanted to try that. Hagman. She put it cross court maybe. She had the opportunity, the winger free on the other side. Gone out of play, and another unforced error by the Croatians. Swedes coming quick. Oh, lovely one-handed catch, Gulden! Adds to a tally of 424 international goals for Sweden. Second goal for her. So we pass the 20-minute mark now in the game. Sweden just edging in front, comes off the post, goes out for a Swedish throw-in, no luck there for Penezic. He's already on 4 goals for Croatia. Torstensson comes out. So Thompson still giving instructions to her players for the moment, at least. Alm not being used in defence. Looked as if changed with Odin. Check that in a second. Handoff, Torstensson looking for the line. The line didn't move though. That's what they were expecting. The referee's trying to say, well, it's passive play, so they put their hand up. And the Swedes oblige. Long range shot. Odin answers the question, doesn't it? It's another mistake by Zderic, experienced keeper, 52 caps, but just got a positioning wrong, didn't get completely behind the ball. Into the centre comes Kristina Eles, 27-year-old, plays for Podravka. And player down, Lidia Horvat, 32-year-old, right back. Rather frustrating for the goalkeeper there, Iden. Ball smuggled in, and there's the reaction. And Yuga will take them all, though. He's happy with that. So play resumes. Interesting that Horvat, who scored that last goal, was called up for the European Championship squad 2 years ago and actually declined A lot of people thought that might be the end. The coach wouldn't ask her again, but there must have been reasons to it. Not everyone knew about. She is back in the squad. Tries to switch back. Too many steps. Attacking foul. They go for the quick long pass. That's good. Oh, good save. Throw in. Zebic. So reliable on the break. Normally the 32-year-old. Scored 428 goals for her country. Couldn't add to it there, though. Sweden have stolen it. Gulden. Alm to her left. No, she's going for it straight off the post. That'll come back for the Swedish keeper. And it allows the teams to make their substitution. Back in comes Basic, being used in defence at the moment. Number 29 for Croatia. And Sweden make a change. They bring in Jamina Roberts, a 24-year-old. 76 internationals for the number 8. Trying to look for the line. She was lucky to get that ball back again. Getting a little bit bogged down into the defence now, Sweden. It's good play by the Croatians. They just need to keep out these kinds of shots, because it's not even a hard shot. It's about the third one now in this half, which has really been rather soft and just misjudged. Steric standing out of position. 3-goal lead restored for Sweden, coming up to 24 minutes played in the first half. Quick switch back again. Oh, the gap, why didn't she go through? LS, luckily it's made up for on the other side. Katarina Jezic, 21-year-old line player. It's at 12-14 the deficit. Lovely one-handed catch. Jamina Roberts, good play. We got a 2-minute suspension as well as the goal scored by Jessica Helleberg, the 28-year-old who plays for Odense in Denmark. But Jezic gets a break. Clock's been stopped meanwhile. It was for the earlier foul. 21-year-old, 41 internationals to her name. It was an enforced break. Very briefly for Budućnost in Montenegro. 3 goals up, Sweden, and a power play. Croatia have 2 on the line. That's ambitious when you're a player short. Make for a very thick defence. Well, they tried anyway, and they scored! Great effort by Kristina Ellis. 2 defenders in front of her. The irony is they could have played it so deep, Sweden, because the whole attack was concentrated in the middle, but both of them stood back. We're into the last 5 minutes. Croatia still short-handed for another minute. Torstensson intercepted nearly. So unlucky for Croatia. Had a hand on the ball and nearly went away, but instead Ida Odin emerged with it. Lovely sidestep. Beats Jelcic, who's just come into goal and is greeted by that. 3-goal lead restored. So with the extra player, Sweden have now opted to go 5-0-1 in defence. It's the Croatians to take out the line players. Sideways at the moment. They've got to try and force in. That's good. Penalty. Hand taken as she went through, and a 2-minute suspension as well. The captain leading by example. Tatari goes around the outside. Clumsy shot by Hagman. Change the keeper for Sweden. In comes Johanna Bunsen, playing in her first major competition. Only 3 internationals to her name. Plays for the champion Severhof, as does the other keeper, in fact, Idin. They're up against Penezic. Well, no dream debut for Bunsen, as Penisic scores the penalty. 5th goal for her. So Croatia back to full strength again. Now it's Sweden who are short-handed. And once more, I'm taking out the goalkeeper. Joanna Alm has come in with the orange bib on. Manages to hang on to the ball. Couldn't afford to lose it. It would have been a lob ball straight down the court. Living on the edge. No, never had the ball anyway, the defender. Just took for the arm. Inside, won't count. 2.5 minutes remaining now. Sweden, 2-goal lead. Penisic hands off. Basic still has enough time to change. That's nicely done. The bench are on their feet. Zebic. That's the impressive tally of 428 goals in 159 internationals. Team timeout called by Sweden. It's proved to be an expensive 2-minute suspension. 3-goal lead now, whittled away to just the one. 16-15. Croatia, who've won the last 2 encounters between these teams. And in fact, Croatia have won all 4 of the European Championship encounters between these teams. Thomas Sivertsen, calm as anything. Johan Alm. Pensive. In a group that is very tight indeed. Frankly, all these teams are pretty much on par. And it's not going to take much to decide who's going to go out. They know that. Could come down to the odd goal here or there. Teams come back in 2 days' time into this arena. Sweden will be up against the Netherlands, who beat Germany earlier today. Well, Germany will have to pick themselves up and face the hosts. Change on the line. Lindblom has now gone back in. Long-range shot parried away by Jelcic. Goalkeeper for Lokomotiva Zagreb. Veteran of 4 European Championships, the goalkeeper, 3 World Championships and the London Olympics. Hugely experienced, 203 caps. Last 2 minutes. Sweden will be back to full strength in about 10 seconds. Croatia need to take their chance. Looking for the line, it's too far. Line player being held, say the referees, and Jezic gets the call. And they are back to full strength. Ordin tries to sneak one off the central pass, it doesn't come off. Crossover to bring the wing around, looks to the line, yes, brilliant! Fantastic service, Gace. Feeds the ball into Jezic. 2nd goal for her, and it's all square. Well, we've got a 2-minute suspension as well. Sweden have only just got back to full strength again, and Torstensson's now been sent off, I think, for an initial push on the winger as she came round. So the bib's out, goalkeeper's on the bench, and Johan Alm is in. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Staying a lot longer than players do when they're covering for goalkeepers. And one of those awkward bounces again. Jenny Alm into the line, into the wing, lots of space. Gace, Russian-based winger. 17-all, 30 seconds remaining. Enthralling encounter, 15 seconds. Also means incidentally that Croatia will start the second half with possession and a power play. Alm rather coming across, nearly fumbled it. Anxious look to the referees. That came off a defender. Doesn't matter anyway, because the half-time buzzer goes, and it's all square here in Varaždin. Sweden had opened up to a 3-goal lead in the first half, but in the end, helped in no small measure by 5 goals from Penezic. Croatia have managed to claw their way back into the game. Hands back the bib. She'll need it again though at the start of the second half. Kanyuga, he must be pleased that his players kept their head at least. And so half-time here in Varaždin, Sweden and Croatia are tied at 17-all. Well, for Croatia, at one point they started to speed up, but playing it just very quick on phase 2, which just wasn't quite suiting them, and got themselves into a little bit of a hole, and it was at that point that Kanyuga called the team timeout. 59% success rate on the attacks for both teams, 17 goals from 29, although Croatia marginally more efficient with their throwing. 3 2-minute suspensions though for Sweden, and they've proved costly against the one for Croatia. So Penezic top scoring for the Croatians with 5. She's matched by Ida Odin of Sweden, also on 5. While Genian is on 3, and Majazevic 4. This is then the picture, and it started slowly, a few missed opportunities, and it picked up pace, and you can see at the end how the scoring at the bottom with Croatia went really fast. So half-time then, 17-all. We'll take a short break. Join us again for the second half. So welcome back to the Varaždin Arena in the north of Croatia. Second day of the Women's European Handball Championships, and the co-host Croatia in their first match are tied. It's all square, 17 all with Sweden. Second match in this group. Earlier today the Netherlands of course beat Germany 29-26. It's been a hard-fought first half. The Swedes had the better of it. They managed to open up a 16-13 lead, but helped in some part by the 2-minute suspension of Torstensson, the third in the first half for Sweden. They conceded a 4-1 reverse that allowed the Croatians to go into the half-time break on level terms. Penezic is top scoring for Croatia, 5 goals, 1 from the penalty line, matched by Uden, who's got an impressive 5 goals from just 6 shots. 83% success rate, with Sweden and Croatia having a player each on 3 goals, Zebic and Jenny Alm. So we're just about ready to get the second half underway. Plenty of excitement here in Varaždin in this very tight group. And the pressure is on. It's not for those two. Sweden, of course, will start the second half still short-handed. Torstensson's suspension running into the second half. So here we go then, Croatia throw off the second half. They have 30 seconds with an extra player to try and take the lead. Lead they've only had in the early part of the game, but they've got it back now, courtesy of Maja Zebic. Gulden needed to step out in front of her, not stand back. Sweden back to full strength again. And on the line then goes Ulrika Ågren, 27-year-old, who plays in Germany for Buxtehude. Manages to get the ball, defending inside the area, has to be a penalty. And a good first action for the 27-year-old. Played for Randers in Denmark and now in Germany. Tries to cut inside. Both the defenders are inside. Coolly taken and scored by Isabel Gulden. First penalty, 18 all. 6-0 defence, a little bit of depth on it as Gulden is tempted to come a long way out to Penezic. Second line player goes in, will spoil the temptation. Quick dummy, LS. Back to Penezic, LS. She's got no one to her right now, it's got to come back. They're playing 4-2 for the time being. Over the top, but she gets a free throw, fouled by Torstensson. Underneath, nowhere then, couldn't release the ball either, that would have been intercepted straight away. Torstensson very quickly out. Passive plays now being called against the Croatians, need a quick one. She's the girl to do it, but not on this occasion. Well over the top by Penezic. Little handoff by Gulden, but comes to nothing in the end as they settle back down. It's Torstensson, plays a club handball for Bucharest in Romania, had a spell in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, and in Denmark with Midtjylland. Hugely experienced, 143 internationals, Torstensson. 595 goals, 123 of them in European Championship competition. Gulden, close. That's fine, the gap's there. Nicely done. Anna Maria Johansson, number 31, who's just come on again, the 32-year-old. You could see she was going to go for it as it opened up, couldn't resist it. Lead restored to Sweden. Second line player goes in again, Zebic. To the wing, bit of space there. Deflected away by Iden. Gulden. Oh, unlucky. Turned inside. Basic nearly left stranded. Torstensson seems to be having words with Gulden to say, don't be so quick to rush in, move the ball around. Let's have a long attack. Calls the move now. Calm head of Torstensson trying to keep the younger player under check, off the leg. Well saved by Ivana Jelcic. Even the captain gives her the thumbs up. Coming up to 4.5 minutes played, it's 19-18. Jelcic just made her second save from 7 shots. Attacking foul. Wants the throw taken somewhere else, it appears, but anyway, it's taken now. 5 minutes played then in the second half. Sweden doing their best here to spoil the host party in Varaždin. Treated to an opening ceremony in between the two games. Try and get them in the right mood. Into the wing. Has to come back out again. There's absolutely no space to do anything with it as she's well covered by Gatche. Oh, brilliant pass to the line. Not sure whether Jelcic got a foot to it. Chance goes begging for Ogren. Penezic into the line. That's a brilliant pass too. But that goes in. Milanovic Litre. All square again. And the poker face of Kanyuga. So Johansson thinks about trying to find a gap. It's going to be a free throw as Gulden is fouled on the line. And there's not really any space there. She just seems to not be able to resist the temptation to drive at the defenders. Now Penezic, I was just about to say on the last attack that she is pushing a lot because she pushes high, and it's dangerous, and that unfortunately ended up in the back of her head. But it's the way they play. They let you know they're there all the time. They're pressuring you. Only the second 2-minute suspension. Oh, fantastic! Dummy, the players looking the other way. Ogren gets service from Gulden. You thought the pass was going to Torstensson, who was running in, but instead she was looking at Torstensson as well. Brilliant. Lead is back with Sweden. We have a power play. Another minute and 20 seconds. Tatari. Basic staying on in attack now, number 29. No way through, good defense. The push up, they're letting her get in too close. Gatche is staying there for the moment. Tatari, hands off. Block off the Swedish wall. Torstensson in the way, but it goes to the side. It's a throw in. Croatia keep possession. LS dummies. Tatari goes to the wing, much too high in the end. And we've got a 2-minute suspension for pushing. So picking up on an earlier incident, Fogelström has been sent off. Fifth 2-minute suspension, and once more goalkeeper's bib has been put on by Joanna Alm. And she scores! She won't have time to change her, she's going to stay in goal. Croatians trying to take the quick throw off, resist the temptation, but they know that they now have Alm to test between the sticks. Basic. Try to resist the temptation to shoot too early. Penisic. Oh, she saves. Not sure she knew too much about it. Maybe a bit of a rushed effort by Zebic. Shooting on the turn straight into the face of Joanna Alm. But she showed her mettle, didn't duck out of the way. 2-goal lead stays with Sweden. She scored the last one. 30 seconds to run down now on the clock for that power play for the Croatians. Tries to go through, no way in. Passive play is being worn now. It'll be a good moment to get Joanna Alm off. 3 meters, says the referee, as Ågren prepares to pass. Torstensson, straight down the middle, a comfortable save for Jelcic in the end as the Croatians stream out. There's a gap there. Penisic. Attacking foul, good defending. Closed the gap quickly. And Basic went for it. Ran into the defender instead. Helleberg quite justified, and Kanyuga can't believe it, giving possession away. And so during that 2-minute suspension, which has been served out, Sweden have scored one and closed the door on the Croatians. 9 turnovers suffered by Croatia, only 3 by Sweden. And they make their troubles worse now as Johansson gets another one. 22-19. Running into space. Second goal from 2 for her. Team timeout called by Croatia. Kanyuga, if he's going to vent his frustration on his players who've just rushed the chances they had during that suspension. And instead of closing the gap, they were 1 down. They've ended up now being 3 down. 2.5 minutes later. The main thing is to keep their heads now and not try and get into rush mode and try and force things. It's not a huge lead. The problem is the Swedes are looking very composed at the moment in attack. These nice long running drives in from the back. But they're also defending really, really well. Good togetherness in the Swedish team. Lots of sideways movement. Helle Thompson giving out her instructions. The Swedes who've, as I said, arrived on the back of 2 wins against the world champions Brazil, and also 2 wins against Iceland, 4 from 4. Some will tell you that perfect preparation does not make for a perfect championship, and there's even a concern that it's gone too well and the players may not be focused as a result. Penisic just hesitated, made the defender stop and then went through the gap. Quickly taken, it's got to be a penalty. Defending inside the area. The Swedes very quick. Ågren chances her arm to ask the referees whether they might consider a 2-minute suspension. Probably a little bit optimistic. At least they've got the goal off the back of it. Isabel Gulden, 25-year-old, playing a 4th European Championship. Makes it 23-20. Tatari in the centre. Penisic now comes around, swaps with her. Tatari into the wing. Beautifully done. Nice finish. Zebic, the scorer. 5 from 8. Tatari, though, set her up nicely with a quick pass. And the Croatians pushing out on a almost a 3-3 defence at the moment. That needed to go straight to the wing. The crowd, I think, briefly thought they were going to get an attacking foul on Jenny Alm, the Severhof left back. Missed the European Championships, Alm, through a knee injury 2 years ago. Oh, quick attempt there by Hagman, very unwise. 18 minutes remaining in the game. Basic waiting for the return. Oof. Bit of venom in that. Hagman leans over her and lets rip. Payback for the incident at the other end on Zebic. Well, if you want to play that game, I'm up for it. Seems to be the attitude from her. So Penisic patiently waiting, the quick switch with Tatari. She comes into the centre, but the Swedes immediately push up, seeing the danger come. Tatari again. At the moment, there's enough depth in the defence all the time. As soon as Penisic is hovering around the centre, they push up, meter at 9 metres, and the ball has to be laid off again. Lydia Horvat now at right back, trying to help her as well and find space. Penisic has got in a bit closer now. Straight down the middle, Edin. Too far. Pushed out of play though, and Helleberg manages to keep possession. "17 minutes remaining, Sweden, a slender 2-goal lead. The defence very deep now, 5-1. Right up on the centre player, too many steps in. No, it's an attacking foul, run into Tatari. Ogren stays back for a bit. Oh, deflection! May have come off Jakobsen, and Edin left completely stranded. Bit of luck for the host nation. All counts. Pushing right up onto Gulden, and now drops back, constantly changing. It's Benko who's at the front. Penalty's been given. The foul on Anna-Maria Johansson. Penisic not arguing. Well inside. The clock has been stopped with just under 16 minutes remaining with this match so finely poised. Gulden steps up to the 7-metre line. And she beats Zderic, who's just come in for Jelcic. Sent her the wrong way in the end, right down next to the standing leg. 24-22. Goalkeeper barely moved on that one, that's nicely taken. Goal scored by Zebic, but again, Sweden take off instantly. Blow in the face of Jakobsen. I think they were just tangling for the ball where they... Oof. There it is, that's the incident, and it wasn't. Zebic went straight into her face, slapped her. This though was the good bit of Zebic, and that unfortunately is the other face as she goes off for 2 minutes. Hero to villain in 15 seconds. So another power play. The crowd don't like it, but it was the right call by the Russian referees. Wingers really deep at the moment. Just managed to stay outside, well taken. Jezic takes the pressure off her teammates. We're halfway through the second half. Are doing the best here to lift the Croatian team. So Jezic starts on the left wing but goes into her customary line position. Penisic trying to get free, can't. Good defending by Jakobsen. The referees, always hard with a home game like this, and the Croatians do love their handball and they'll express their feelings about all the decisions. And you really do need to keep your head. The experienced referees with the Men's European Championships 2012, and they've levelled it, 24-all. And saved at the other end, Jelcic. So Croatia, short-handed, have levelled the score and keep out the fast break. Vogelström plays for Toulon in France, fluffs the lines, first shot of the game for her. Just a few more seconds before Croatia back to full strength again. Tatari. Little handoff to Pinisic. Horvat pulls out now, she's on the wrong side. And they'll get back in order now with the free throw. Croatia at full strength. (22-19) to Sweden. Has been turned around with a 5-2 exchange. Good save, Bunsen. What a moment to come in. In her first major tournament for Sweden, she faced one penalty in the first half, the Swedish keeper. But now, in for the open play, just 3 internationals to her name. Meanwhile, at this end, still this deep defence by Croatia, pressuring the Swedes, trying to force the mistakes out of them. Gulden, who has got that slight impetuous manner, but on this occasion, the 5-1 didn't work. It left a huge hole at the back for Gulden to just run into. Torstensson supplies her, and he could have driven a bus through there. Sixth goal for Gulden, that was. Game is on a knife edge. Oh, fantastic pass! The spin on the pass. It was nicely finished by Jezic, but the supply was class. Tatari, look at the spin on that. Brilliant. Team timeout, Sweden. Well, neither team went to the World Championships last year. Croatia got knocked out by France in the qualifying games, while Sweden went out to Poland, playing home and away. Neither team could quite overturn the odds. Sweden, who then finished 8th 2 years ago at Euro 2012 in Serbia. Croatia failed to get out of the preliminary round, unfortunately, finishing 13th. Certainly not a fate that they want to have awaiting them here, and it's not expected either. (25-all), a 3-goal lead at one point, 22-19 to Sweden, as they had in the first half, but Serbia want this. They want this badly. Beg your pardon, Croatia. They want this badly. And they know that they're in a group where, frankly, they can't afford to make mistakes. That said, you would argue that these two teams are probably, on paper at least, the strongest. Inside, free throw. And you wonder whether the win by the Netherlands earlier could just prove the tipping point for the Germans, who of course are without key players here in Croatia. Another free throw for Sweden. Basic this time, catching Ogren. Now Sivertsen looking calm as a cucumber. He's been there and done it all, mind you. It's almost a 4-2 defence now. Oh, beautifully done. Goalkeeper came out a little too early, and he gave the chance for Torstensson to lob her. Nice feedback from Fugelström. Jelcic beaten. Get on the line, Jelcic waiting there. It's going to be a free throw. Every time the whistle goes, there seem to be anxious looks on the faces of the Swedish defenders to see if it's another 2-minute suspension. 5 they've had so far in the game. The ball stolen. Straight through. Ågren. 2-goal lead. Tatari at fault this time. Put the ball across, looking for Horvat. But Ågren so quick. And the line play plays for Buxtehude in the German league. Gives a 2-goal lead. 5 fast break goals for Sweden. Croatia haven't managed a fast break yet. And we're into the last 10 minutes of the game. Ellis has come in now at left back. 27-year-old. Plays for Podravka. Over the top, they'll come back for a free throw. Solid defending again. Penisic, no way through. Missed the Europeans herself 2 years ago through injury. Jelcic on the line, put the block on. Oh, well, maybe showing a lack of experience. Bunsen gives possession away immediately after the defense had blocked the shot nicely. And a bit of moisture on the ground. And Horvat grateful for a hand up from Ågren. Less than 9 minutes remaining. 2 goals in it. A few anxious faces on the Croatian bench. They know they've got to get as many points as they can here, because in the next round, in the main round, they'll be alongside the defending champions Montenegro, France. It's not going to be easy. They've stolen the ball again, but a poor pass spoils a chance at a quick fast break for Sweden. The ball put behind Fugelström as she was running. She did well to check herself and take the ball before the Croatian defenders got there. Mistake by Jakobsen. It's on such little mistakes sometimes that whole game can hinge later on. Oh, that was never on. And now it's a break for Croatia. Penisic. Jelcic decides discretion is the better part of valor and pulls the ball back and doesn't try to go for glory on her own. 8 minutes remaining. Still this 6-0 defence for the Swedes, but they've had good depth on it. They've pushed up quickly onto Penisic. And that was good teamwork together. Torstensson was the one right at the back, the penultimate backstop for the line player. Penisic, again, no space, good defending again. She's just been closed down every time. Jakobsen. That's nice. Ellis. Back within 1. 3rd goal from 4 attempts for her. Seven minutes remain. And they're opening up. The defense is so deep. It's almost a 3-2-1 at times. It seems to be half-hearted though. And on this occasion, Johansson goes through. Chance missed at the other end as Eden has gone back in goal, and a fast break. Under the keeper, and the pressure back on Croatia. A 3-goal lead, courtesy of Hanna Fogelström, the 24-year-old. Nice feed up to her by Jakobsen. Under the legs of Jelcic. Six minutes remaining now. Croatia have won the last two encounters between these teams. Is this about to end? That's an attacking foul. Mistake by Jana Maric, I think, who's just come on. Kanuga getting more irate as this goes on, and it's slightly slipping away. There's still time. They've got to keep their heads. They can put the Swedes under pressure, but for now at least the Swedes are keeping their cool. Gulden's resisting the temptation to run in too often and just make herself available with his deep defense. Passive play. Oh, not from there, she's not. It was very unwise of Fuglström, zero angle. She felt that she had to do something, otherwise they'd lose possession anyway. Oh, good save! Idén just got a hand to it. Frustration again for LS. 3 goals so far for her, but that just got tipped away. 10th save by Idén, and we're inside the last 5 minutes. What a big win this would be for Sweden at the start of the competition against the host nation. Don't think it'll spoil Croatia's chances of going through to the next round. It's just that it does make the job very difficult to qualify for the semi-final. Oh, couldn't quite control it, but little slap in the face from around the back, I think, by Maric. And Ågren gets the free throw. Let's have a look and see. Just slapped her on the left side of the face. Oh, soft goal again, but they all count. Gulden, who's been kept quiet by the deep defense, gets going again. Her 7th. Team timeout, Croatia, 4 goals down. And we have less than 4 minutes remaining. So are the Swedes going to finally stop the run of Croatian wins against them in the European Championships? They've won 4 out of 4 of the European Championship encounters over the years. Sweden qualified for these European Championships from Group 5. They finished top ahead of Serbia, Slovenia and Switzerland, the top 2 going through. They drew home and away against Serbia. Finished ahead though because Serbia managed to drop 2 points against the Slovenians. Croatia, of course, came through automatically as a host nation. And the calm, soothing influence of the Sivertsen-Thompson duo. None of the theatrics and the shouting and the ranting. Always very calm with them. So play resumes after the team timeout. Under 4 minutes for Croatia, frankly, to pull something extraordinary out of the bag. Free throw, and the Swedes will be happy to run the clock down, give away the free throws, that's fine, as long as the ball doesn't go in. Tatari, that's one. Gulden letting her through. 3 goals in it. Shot efficiency very closely matched, 64-63%. Nothing in it. 3 minutes to go. 3 goals in it. Fuglström, Gulden, Torstensson. Passive play again. All the way through. That's an attacking foul and chance for Croatia. Quick goal here, who knows, it could change it all. Oh, brilliant! Oh, what a save! He then somehow managed to keep a balance and get a hand up to it. Jezic did so well. Lovely pass again by Tatari. That 11th save by the Swedish keeper could prove crucial. It would have been a 2-goal difference otherwise. Free throw. Sweden keep possession. A wry smile from Maric. Torstensson. Why didn't she pass to the line? Ogren was so free. Croatia break out again inside the last 2 minutes. Tatari. Basic. Basic still on. Jezic goes in on the line. She's waiting, facing the goal. 1.5 minutes to go. Possession stays with Croatia. Swedes defending for all they're worth here in these closing moments of their opening match of Euro 2014. Penezic. And that's one more. Maric. Tatari the provider, Maric the scorer. Some of the Swedish fans looking on anxiously. We're inside the last minute. Just what they didn't want. Oh, off the post! 2 chances, Ogren, and now Croatia streaming back. Tatari, Basic, they need a quick one here. Oh, over the top, and that must be it. Tatari took the responsibility, saw a glimmer of a space, and I think Kanyuga knows that may well have been their last chance. If they'd scored then, it could have been individual defence and a stunning turnaround. As it is, Sweden will now run the clock down. Team timeout, Sweden. They'll come back for 13 seconds. And I'm afraid for Croatia, they're going to start the Euro 2014 campaign here in Varaždin with defeat to Sweden. Well, the Swedes have played superbly. They've completely ignored the atmosphere, at least absorbed it positively. Not panicked, they've played their pace. They like the quick game, then they pull up and they organise and then accelerate again into the organised phase of play. And they have been truly a class act. Gulden with 7 goals and Oden with 5. Have really pulled their weight, but at the end of the day, it's a team effort for Sweden. Good defending, they've had good depth. Penezic has got 6 goals. Including a penalty, but they have been very quick at closing her down and limiting the opportunities. So play resumes after the team timeout. Seconds ticking, and they just have to stay away from the defense. Off the post, just a handful of seconds, and there goes the buzzer. And Sweden can celebrate. They have started the Euro 2014 campaign with a win. A sporting smile from the President of the Republic of Croatia. Ivo Josipovic staying on to the end to see his team nearly pull off an amazing comeback, but with that shot over the bar by Tatari, the dice were thrown and Sweden had done enough to win the game. Great teamwork by them, and showing that the good preparation they've had has not gone to waste. For Croatia, it's not the end by any means. Quite sure we'll see them in the main round, but it certainly is a blow to their chances of going through to the semi-finals. So in the end, 30-27 to Sweden. Well, I beg your pardon, 30-28. I'll get my scores right. So, player of the tournament, of the match rather, to be awarded now. So Sweden first. And Gulden has 7 goals. And that smile that she wears all the time, it just comes with Gulden. Happy nature. 64% success rate, but as I said, for me, really, their defense worked so well, and they were deep when they had to be. And for Croatia, Penezic, 6 goals, 50% success rate, one of them a penalty. Less of a smile, I'm afraid. They have some thinking to do, but they will be back in 2 days' time when they take on Germany. Sweden will then play the Netherlands. Well, it has been a great game here today. 2 good games, in fact. Netherlands winning 29-26. In fact, topped the group tonight, ahead of Sweden, winners over Croatia by 2 goals. Sporting applause from the Swedish team. And the staff, a job well done. They've analysed it well. They found the weaknesses on the Croatian side, but it was a close-run thing in the end. And all credit to Croatia, 4 goals down in the closing stages, to stage a comeback and really put the Swedes under pressure. But in the end, they had enough experience to see the time out and claim the points. Very happy Thomas Sivertsson. Celebrations. They will take a moment out, I'm sure, to reflect on a match well played. Maybe a little celebration, but there's still a lot of work to be done in a tough group here. So here are the statistics then. 50% success rate on the Croatian attacks, 54 to Sweden. Field throws about the same, 57-58%. 4 2-minute suspensions for the Swedes, but 12 turnovers Croatia suffered, sometimes playing just a little bit too quick for their own good. Top scorers then, well, as we know, Gulden top scoring in the game with 7, while Penezic and Zebic got 6 goals apiece. Succession of other players there scoring 3 goals. Well, hope you've enjoyed this match. Indeed, there's 2 matches here tonight. Tomorrow we're back in Hungary. But for now, until then, from me, Paul Bray, good night.